Hey guys, it's Margarita. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here to bring you my April library wrap up. And I have tried filming this video like 6 or 7 times already, and I don't know what's wrong with me today, but these books need to get back to the library today. So we're just going to power on through, and if I get a little rambly, please just bear with me or skip ahead or, close, I don't know. Anyway, let's just get into it. So the first book that I read is Wonderland by Tommy Kovac and Sunny Liu. I absolutely adored this book. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars, and I'm going to have to go out and buy it because I loved it that much. It follows Marianne, who is the maid of the White Rabbit, and it follows their shenanigans after Alice has come through and wreaked havoc on Wonderland. And the illustrations are absolutely gorgeous. I mean, the colors are so bright, the drawings are absolutely gorgeous, and the Cheshire Cat is such an ass in this book, and I loved it so much. Everything about this. There was nothing wrong with this in my opinion. I definitely recommend it if you haven't read it. Or if you're a fan of anything Alice in Wonderland related like I am. That's probably one of the best things I've ever read. Next, keeping with the graphic novel theme, I read Chew Volumes 1 and 2, and these are by John Layman and Rob Goldroy, and these aren't half bad. I gave each of these 3 out of 5 stars. They didn't knock my socks off, and I think that might be because I'm reading iZombie right now, and they have a similar premise. People eat things and solve crime, and I mean, how many different ways do you need to read that? So I'm not super impressed, but they're not bad. It follows Tony Chu, who is a detective, and he's one of the 3 people in the world that can eat something and tell you about it, except for beets. For some reason, he can't do that with beets. But fruits and vegetables, he can tell you where they grew, when they were harvested, and if he eats an animal or part of a human being, he can tell you how it died. So he uses that ability to solve crimes. And in the very first part of the first one, his partner ends up getting severely hurt, and he gets partnered with this other guy who's one of the other people, and he's a weirdly proportioned man. It makes no sense. Anyway, and they go out crime solving and blah blah blah, and for some reason chicken is outlawed in the world because of the avian flu, so they have like this chicken detail, and I don't know. It's okay. I'm not really gonna be in a rush to go out and read the rest of it. If the library has it, I'll probably pick it up and read it just to see how it continues, but I'm not super impressed. Also, each time it starts like a new chapter, they kind of tell you the same information over and over again, and I got really bored of that really fast. So that was meh. 3 out of 5. I mean, if it sounds like something you're interested, definitely read it, pick it up. A lot of people really like it. It's just really not for me. Next, I read The Claiming of Sleeping Beauty by Anne Rice. This is it's like a BDSM retelling of Sleeping Beauty. It's erotica. It's okay. I gave this 2.5, 3 stars. I wasn't super impressed. I found some of the parts really weird. There was really no explanation for why it was that way, especially the ending. I don't understand the ending. And I'm probably not going to pick up the next 2 books. I might later on, but right now it just kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. And I don't know what it is with Anne Rice, but she seems to love spanking, because every other page, people were getting spanked. I don't get it. Anyway, on to happier topics. Next, I read Nimona by Noelle Stevenson and absolutely adored this book. I gave it 5 out of 5. And again, this is a book that I'm going to have to go out and buy because I loved it that much. I want to reread it all the time. And this was absolutely wonderful. So it follows Nimona, the girl right here, and she becomes the sidekick of this evil villain genius man over here. And they get into shenanigans, and they're trying to bring down the, God, what's it called? I don't know, like the law of the land. They're trying to bring it down because it's corrupt. And they're doing some real shady stuff, and it's so good. And this is like the poster child for the good guys over here. And he's kind of shitty too. And it kind of tells you their backstory and stuff like that. Absolutely loved it. This is so good. I'm probably one of the last people in the world that hasn't read this book, but if you're one of them with me, you should definitely pick it up, because I definitely think that this deserves all the hype that it has. And one of my favorite parts is in the very beginning when she's trying to be a sidekick, the guy's like, I can't have a kid following me around. What the hell's wrong with you? And she's a shapeshifter, and she's like, I'm not a kid, I'm a shark. Can you see that? And can you guys see that she has boobs? She's a shark with boobs. I don't know why, but that just, when I saw that on the second page, it just warmed my heart. And I was like, yes, she's so spunky, and I didn't see the end coming, and everything about this is perfect. I loved it. Go pick it up. Next, I read The Madman's Daughter by Megan Shepherd. I really, really liked this book. I'm stuck between a 4 and a 4.5 on this book, and I'll tell you why. But first, let me tell you what it's about. It is about Juliet, who is the daughter of the madman. He was a scientist in London, and for some reason, a scandal broke out. You don't really know in the very beginning. But they say he's a madman, and everybody shuns him and his family, and he abandons his family, and they fall on hard times. So 6 years later, Juliet's mom is dead, and she is almost going to become a prostitute. Like, she has fallen that low. She's lost her job, and she's in desperate need of help. And lucky for her, she bumps into Montgomery, who used to be a servant when her and her family were, part of high society. And he lets slip that her father is still alive on some remote island, and he's going back. So she forces him to take her with him. And while they're on the ship, they pick up this stranded man who was in a boat who survived 20 days at sea. And there's this huge thing of mystery about him. No one knows who he is, where he came from, how he survived 20 days at sea. And anyway, they get to the island, and she meets her father, and she wants to figure out whether or not society was right and he actually is crazy, or if he's just this sad, misunderstood man. And there's this creature on the island killing people and things and all kinds. It's just wreaking havoc. So this is a retelling of H.G. Wells' classic, The Island of Dr. Moreau. I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't know. And I really, really liked it. The only thing I didn't really like about this book is that they use science to explain a lot of things, and some of the science is just very flawed. I mean, there's no connection to how these things could make this other thing. It makes no sense. And as a science major, I'm willing to stretch my belief enough so that I can, like, get into a book, but these made no sense. So I feel like there needed to be, like, another element in there to kind of explain these things, because I'd read their explanation for how something came to be. It's like, are you, what? So that's really my only complaint. I did really, really like it, and I will go to the library and pick up the other 2 books, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to own the whole trilogy, because I did really, really like it. It's just that science aspect I couldn't really get behind, and again, that's probably because I'm a science major. So thank you for listening to me rant for like 8 minutes. I'm sorry about that. But those are the books that I read from the library in April, and hopefully within the next week or 2 I'll be able to actually go into the library and look around and pick up some more books. And I'll be coming to you guys with a book haul from the library. I'm not buying any more books unless I absolutely love them. And yeah, I will come back with my actual April wrap-up for all the other books that I read. So until then, I'll see you guys later. Bye!